Can you imagine being so concerned about what other people think that you compromise your health and well-being in order to fit in? Unfortunately, this is the practice that way too many people adopt, is the idea of practicing form over function, when the optimum way to achieve health, fitness, and longevity in those things is to prioritize function over form. That is what you can do rather than necessarily focusing on how you look. An example of this is I just recently saw a video with David Goggins. I think I got his first name right. I just know it's Goggins. He is qualified for several different special forces teams, and he was with an MMA fighter. I am not sure who it was at this time. I just in passing saw the video, and he was saying, I'm 50 years old, da da da. The comments section. I go to the comment section, and you all know by now, it just really shows people's asses and how ignorant we're operating in the world, a lot of us. And they were saying, who does this guy think he is? You look 50, blah, 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 blah. The point is that they were focusing on the fact that maybe they didn't think he looked younger than 50. Maybe they didn't think that he looked as if he was, 40, 30, 20, whatever. I don't know if that was his point. Regardless, the fact that so many people were focusing on that is the problem. It's why, because of what he can do. We should be prioritizing what you can do rather than what it appears like. This is the general problem and issue that we have across all kinds of areas in life, is people prioritizing how they look rather than what they can actually do. You must prioritize function over form, what you can do. If you can do these things, right? Like that. That's what I'm talking about. When your body can move, when you have the function. The function is what matters. The function is what matters, right? People are focusing on the form. The interesting thing is that oftentimes the form follows the function. But what we've gotten ourselves into, the practice of adopting basically the workout that a lot of bodybuilders do, right? Which is training different body parts, right? So you'll have back and bis, chest and tris, then leg day, and then a cardio day, which is not bad. Here's the thing we need to know, that putting your muscles under stress in any way, shape, or form like that, many times it helps to increase your metabolism, your muscle mass, good for your bone density, all of that stuff like that. But it's not the highest functioning types of activities, and it doesn't prioritize function. It prioritizes form. People are doing these exercises so they can have the big biceps and the abs and all that stuff like that. And yes, meanwhile, I might not have big biceps. I do have the abs and all that, but it's from functioning. It's from doing things. It's from the practice. It's from the fact that I do things, right? It's from the fact that I do things with my body on a continual basis. And another example of this is that when I'm out shopping for clients, I'm in the grocery stores very often, and I'll sit like this, or I will do something else, like maybe go into a stretch, or, do something like that. Now, of course, people think it's strange. They look at you and think it's funny. Or that even if I'm squatting like this, right, or with my legs together, people will giggle and laugh because they wouldn't do it themselves. You see, because of the fact that I have to be out and I'm doing these things all the time, instead of me just standing or sitting, right, I keep my body moving, because what I said in the beginning was, right, What I'm doing is I'm prioritizing my health, wellness, and longevity over the opinions of others. I'm prioritizing my function over what it looks like, over the form. And that's the problem that we have. People, guys who are balding, right? They go and they get hair implants. Women are constantly wearing caked on makeup everywhere. People think that wearing the sharp clothes, the brand name shoes and all that, that's form, that's outside, that's superficial. That's not actually what you can do. Guys, you should know this. You can put on all the perfume or the cologne you want, drive whatever fancy car you want, but what about in the bedroom? If your body can't do, if you don't have endurance, if you don't have strength, if you're not flexible, it's about function over form. Too many times people are prioritizing what they look like to other people and not what they're actually doing, not what they can actually do, not focusing on the fact that your body should be able to do what you want your body to do. You should be able to do those things with your body. I'm not saying all of those kind of things that maybe seem like gymnastic or over extra athletic, but prioritize being able to do, and less concern, if any at all, on what people are thinking. Because in the end, what's going to happen is when you prioritize your functioning over your form, you will last longer. That's actually what longevity is about. It's not about prioritizing the way things look. It's about prioritizing how you feel and what you can do. Your actual endurance, strength, power, flexibility, supple, all of that stuff, right? And it starts from the inside out. Now I gotta go do something right now, but that's really the point. Remember to prioritize function over form. Stop being so concerned about what other people are thinking that you look like, and instead focus on what you actually can do. Putting all this stuff on your body, a lot of it's freaking poison anyway and toxic, and in the long run is going to wear you down and make you look worse as time goes along. So start from the inside out. What you put in your body, how you sleep, rest, how you hydrate, and especially how you can move. What you do matters more than anything else. Prioritize your function over form.